make sure you guys give us a big thumbs up.
That's right. Roll Tide, Roll Tide, Roll Tide, Bama Nation. This is Crimson Watch, and I am Kara Witt. We had a phenomenal weekend. Oh yeah, I got new hair. Yeah, the locks are gone. The locks are gone. I love it. So new hairdo, new Crimson Tide, because that's what we saw this weekend. A new Crimson Tide team stepped out on the field in Death Valley, and it was Death Valley because LSU hopes died that night. LSU, I'm so sorry for you, but it's over. See, everybody always talking about, well, it's so hard to play in Death Valley at night. And, you almost had me fooled because of how Alabama has been playing. I was a little skeptical of how we would go on the road and be able to compete with LSU. But I had to remind myself, all this talk about, well, nobody ever wins in Death Valley against LSU, but
Alabama does.
In the last 7 games, we have won 6 of them. So it's just something that Alabama does. I'm so proud of this team. I'm so proud of Miro. We finally had a complete game from start to finish. We opened up the run, and Jalen used his legs as we knew that he could. Do what makes you great, Jalen. And you did that against LSU this weekend. And we are so happy and so proud of you. So I want to say congratulations. We are always hard on the team, talking about how terrible they have been playing, and we constantly criticizing them. So when they finally do something and they're playing up to the Alabama standard, we got to congratulate them. We got to tell them we're proud of them. We got to let them know that this is what we want to see. Listen, bullying works. JK, don't bully. But listen, criticism works. Criticism works for this team. If Coach DeBoer gets this team to the playoffs in his first year, that is going to be phenomenal. Now, I'm not going to say national championship, although we have national championship hopes. I don't know if this team is a national championship team. However, playing like they played this past weekend, they played like a playoff caliber team, as what we knew they could be the whole season. They just weren't playing up to their potential. If losing 2 games to 2 Tennessee teams is what we needed for this team to make the playoffs and go on a championship run, then I would do that every single time, okay? Y'all needed something to kick you. Vanderbilt, apparently the loss against Vanderbilt didn't wake you up. So maybe the loss against Tennessee, obviously it did something. That bye week did something, but we have to keep that momentum. We can't just think that, we went to Death Valley, got a ranked win against a top 25 team away in a hostile environment. It doesn't mean that we just got to stay right here, because you saw what happened against Georgia. We beat Georgia, and then it's like they forgot everything after that game. Okay, this is a great win, but we got to build on that. We got 3 more elimination games. Okay, we got to play Mercer, Oklahoma, Auburn. Okay, we know how Auburn plays. No matter how terrible of a season they have, we know how they play against Alabama. And even though we are at home, we know Auburn is going to show up, and they are going to want to take away our chances at the playoffs, because we're not getting in with three losses, okay? Nobody's getting in with 3 losses. I don't care what y'all think. And I don't think 2 SEC teams are going to get in with 2 losses, considering how beat up everybody is. We don't know how many big losses everybody else is going to have towards the end of the season. And I hear a lot of people talking about, the SEC championship. I don't care about the SEC championship. I don't want it, quite frankly. I don't want to go to Atlanta. All right. Let us chill at home. I don't care if we're the 12th seed. Let us chill at home and enjoy our time off while we heal up and get our game plan together, so we can go ahead and win our games in the playoffs. Y'all can have Atlanta. We got enough SEC championships, okay? As far as the game, great defense, great offense, turnovers. We turned them into points. That was the biggest thing in these past few games. We got turnovers, but we did not turn them into points, which ultimately lost us 2 games. So I'm really glad that the defense stepped up, and Coach Womack, great job. Listen, we was on you. And rightfully so, because you deserved it, because that defense was abysmal. But I don't know what y'all did, but keep doing that, okay? Because we're going to need it towards this last stretch of games that we have. I'm just happy that we won a major game convincingly. We had to go and not only win the game, but we had to do so where it was impressive to the committee. Because a lot of people doubting Alabama right now, and rightfully so. Even I had doubts about them. Like last week, I didn't even post about the Missouri game because I wanted to see what we were going to do this week. I didn't want to get too excited like, oh, we beat Missouri. Oh, it was a convincing win. Yeah, great. But I knew that we had to win this game and be dominant in order for us to get the attention of people to say, okay, maybe Alabama is not down and out. 2 convincing wins back to back. That says something about Coach DeBoer and the way he can coach his team and make it turn around. And I am very pleased because he's going to get this program rolling faster than a lot of you think. The fact that this team is a playoff contender in his first year says a lot. And it's amazing. I saw his win record. I actually didn't know the specific number, but 110 and 14 or 111 and 14, that's very impressive. That's like GOAT level type stuff if he continues to coach. And he's only been coaching at this level for 4 years. Very impressive. So again, I never doubted Coach DeBoer at Alabama. I knew that he needed to get his footing. But again, we got to keep this momentum. We got to make sure that we can continue out through the end of the season in order for me to give y'all the flowers that you really, really deserve. Overall, I'm very pleased with the team. This is a great win. It's a dominant win, and we needed this going in. It's for the confidence of the team. I just don't want y'all to get lazy like y'all did in the first half of the season. Like, I just don't want y'all to just be like, oh, well, we Alabama, we're going to be in the playoffs. Absolutely not. This year, with a 12-team playoff, although it's going to be like the 4 best teams going to get the first round bye, as it should be. Like in the past, it was 4 best. Now it's going to be 4 best, most deserving, because you got 12 teams. So it's going to be teams from other conferences that's going to get in over the SEC because they are more deserving, because maybe they were undefeated or they only have 1 loss compared to the SEC teams who have 2 losses. That's going to be a reality towards the end of the season that a lot of SEC fans are going to have to come to. The committee is going to be rewarding teams for participation, even though they play in weak conferences. And speaking of weak conferences, let's talk about Colorado, who is taking a run over there in the Big 12. Colorado, I must say, I got to give you your flowers. Even though you guys are playing in the weak conferences, you are winning the games that you're supposed to win. I believe Colorado is 7-2 now. That is very impressive considering that you guys were 4-8 last season. Do I think that they're going to make the playoffs? I don't. I'm so sorry. I don't. However, if you do make it, your coach, he stood firm on what he said last year, that y'all was going to be in the playoffs. I don't have a problem with Colorado talking as long as they win. My only problem is when you don't win. When you get beat out the frame and you still talking like you're a championship team, that's my only problem. But as long as y'all win, you can talk as much as you want to. You can talk all the trash that you want to. I don't care what you do because you're backing it up on the field. But Colorado, they still talking, but they're not talking as much as they used to. And the media is quite frankly quiet. And I think it's also because they're kind of preparing for your downfall. So when you lose again, just prepare to know the media is going to start talking again. But as long as you keep winning, you'll keep proving the doubters wrong. So congratulations for Colorado for going on the run that y'all are going on. Y'all doing that. But let's talk about another team who is actually fraudulent. And I say that's Miami. You've been playing with fire and you got burned. Georgia Tech, they did not play with y'all. Okay? They did not play with y'all. They came and they put belt to ass on y'all. It was ice skating on thin ice. And you knew that your time was coming. And you got another loss coming too. So don't get too comfortable in that top 12, okay? Because you're coming out of that very soon. I don't care what you say. Miami ain't what y'all think they are. Georgia Tech, congratulations on the win. That Georgia versus Georgia Tech game is going to be a little more interesting than we anticipated in the beginning of the season. So I'm very much looking forward to that because Georgia, y'all ain't what y'all think y'all. I have been telling y'all this from the beginning of the season. And since we talking about Georgia Tech and Georgia, let's go ahead and move into Georgia. We dropped another game. Okay? See, y'all came all in my comments when we lost to Vanderbilt, when we lost to Tennessee, as if we didn't whoop y'all ass. And here you are again. You lost again. Okay? I don't know why. See, Georgia fans, you continue to be shocked as if you're just always been this great team. You haven't. Losing to Ole Miss, losing to Alabama, this is who you are. You're going back to Mark Richt days, okay? You're not the Georgia of old. Those back-to-back national championships, we told you, that was a cupcake schedule that you had. You're no longer safe in your division. Now you have to play all the big name schools and you have to go and get this work. And now y'all are being exposed. Your offensive line is abysmal. Kentucky already exposed y'all. Alabama already exposed y'all. And Ole Miss took advantage of y'all. They dominated you. 10 measly points. You should be ashamed of yourself. And not only that, your players are celebrating with Ole Miss as y'all were getting beat. That is pathetic. Pathetic. So you can stay out of my comments talking about, oh, Alabama got 2 losses, because you got 2 losses as well. And one of those losses being against the Alabama Crimson Tide. So stop talking trash to me. Stop talking trash, period. Y'all are too big for your britches. Come down some. Humble yourself. Y'all suck. And that's just that. And the bad thing about it is, I don't think that y'all going to beat Tennessee next week. You might think that you are, and I think that y'all going to give them a good game, but Tennessee is better than what you think they are. And if y'all drop another game, you can kiss your playoff chances goodbye. I see some people out there talking about, well, Georgia, because they got that big win over Texas, they can get in with a 9-3. No, you cannot. Texas' best win is against Vanderbilt. So let's not do that, okay? They beat Florida, but Florida is pedestrian. They lost their quarterback. That ain't nothing, okay? Texas ain't doing nothing if they lose 2 games, okay? They gonna be out of the playoffs. I'm telling you that now. I don't care if they at the top of the SEC or not. They lose to Texas A&M, they up out of here. That's all I got as far as the other game. Alabama, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys go on a phenomenal run. We got Mercer this weekend. We're going to win that game. Don't go out there and think, oh, we already in the playoffs. You got to keep winning your games. You got to keep winning. Just because we got Mercer, we know we're supposed to win that game. It's probably gonna win. We're probably gonna have our starters out of the game by the 3rd quarter. But let's go ahead and dominate like we supposed to dominate. Win the games we supposed to win. We got to go to Oklahoma. That's another away game. We should win that game. And then we got to come back home and play Auburn. We should be okay. And we're going to watch the Tide roll all the way to the playoffs. Because I know y'all doubted it. I know it make y'all sick that Alabama's still winning. Even without Coach Saban and even with 2 losses. It got to make you sick. You're sliding down the wall. I sure hate it for you. And I love it for my Alabama Crimson Tide. Roll Tide, y'all. I'll see y'all next time.